Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm good.
I don't feel like I can get my whole paper in this.
You can barely ever actually do
Yeah,
that. So
it does seem that way. Oh my goodness. Oh well. I don't know if you saw. I plan on just going till about 11:30 tonight.
yeah, I saw.
Just with I am such an old person.
You're an old woman.
I am really struggling to.
Yeah. You guys were out doing stuff today too, right?
I mean, I wasn't.
Oh,
I just did school. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, my homework is kicking my ass, truthfully. But my husband was, yeah.
right. Okay.
Like, he was at the range, and then uh, he was, same place as the gun store. But,
Right. Well, fun for him.
you know it.
You know it. Greg Steele says hi. How's it going? Nathan Judd, morning from us, Australia. That's right.
Hey, Nathan,
Right.
one of our favorites over here.
Good day.
Oh boy.
Shush. Shush.
I didn't say
You
anything.
don't have to say anything for me to know I'm being mocked, sort of.
Yeah, that's fair.
You like not sort of, Rob. There's no sort of. It's not subtle.
Yeah, I just, you got some cute little what's the word I'm looking for, accents that you like to do. That's okay.
I know you're making fun of me. I know this is what's happening, but
Trying to get my lamp to cooperate here, and it's just not really happening.
Daniel Goodwin says, Yo, I'm properly fucked up and won't make it long, but glad to be able to check in. Are you wasted, sir? That might be a first.
Mr. Goodwin, what's happening?
Right? And why were we not invited to get properly fucked up? Because
That's true. How I feel about that.
that's awesome. I think that's a first. Well, I mean, besides me
That's true.
getting blasted that one time.
That is true.
You don't drink, do you?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, not very much anymore, no. I actually haven't drank in a very, very long time. To be fair, I've been pregnant a lot.
To be fair, I've had a lot of babies in me.
And if I'm not pregnant, I'm definitely, breastfeeding. So then it's,
Yeah,
that whole
that's
thing.
fair. That's fair. I thought I had it in my head that you were like, I don't actually do that. But I'm like, did I hear that right? Or I'm just, I don't remember.
Um,
Yeah.
Without getting too personal on here, there are reasons I should not do that. That is for sure.
I know what that means.
But yes, I definitely used to. I was used to be a bartender, and let's just say I took plenty of shots during that while I was working, keep myself,
In a happy mood.
Yes. Looks like
Hmm.
you're working on some of your pages here tonight.
Yeah, I've been doing a bunch of penciling. Got like 5 pages started in various stages of rough pencils. So
That's pretty cool.
I was gonna do
Yes.
some penciling. I was gonna, keep doing penciling, but I'm like, ugh, I have to pay more attention to that. But inking, I can kind of mindlessly work on it and not get just not talking is easier.
I see what you're saying. Well, isn't that good for you?
Isn't that special?
Because me, it would be the other way around, I bet.
Maybe.
Not that my pencils don't leave anything to be desired. But
Oh, come on. What are you working on?
I am drawing all of my children as anime characters,
Oh,
like a little portrait here of them.
any particular reason or just
Just for,
something to do?
just for
Like
fun.
like did they ask for that or
Oh, they always ask for that. Since my kids were pretty young, this is what's so funny is this is one of the reasons I started watching anime is because these my oldest sons and my eldest daughter are just obsessed with that stuff. And
okay.
so that's one reason why I started getting into it. But they always ask, can you draw me or draw their favorite anime characters? And I'm not very good with anime style stuff. So I'll work on it. I'll give it a few attempts here.
Like, all right. Hey, there's Courtney. She's our favorite.
What's up, Courtney? How you doing?
Yeah.
You got any plans for the Sabbath?
Me? For the Sabbath?
I mean, I was just, Sunday, something a little different than just calling it Sunday.
Grocery shopping.
Dude, that's my favorite day to grocery shop too.
Right. I was gonna maybe try and go today, but it just never quite happened. And I did do some laundry, so that was good.
Oh, there you go.
But yeah, I gotta go get some stuff because I'm on that I'm trying that new thing, that new
Oh yeah, yeah,
way of
yeah.
doing eating and stuff like that, which is I'm noticing differences already. In only I'm
That's awesome.
6 days into it, and I feel a little better. Almost to the point where I'm like, am I just imagining this or am I actually feeling this? But I think I'm actually feeling it. So got to keep going.
I mean, that's pretty impressive. You'll have to
Yeah.
I need I've considered trying this. I need to figure out how I would like do it without making it extremely stressful because I couldn't feed my entire family that diet.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting how it's like I was even kind of I also took the opportunity to talk to my son, my oldest boy, because I've always been a fella that struggled with his size, you know,
Mhm.
weight, and my oldest boy is definitely going to have the same struggles that I did.
Mm,
But I didn't have the struggles he does as young as he's doing it because he wants to kind of sit around and do nothing all day. When I was young like him, I had my ass was out running around everywhere, riding bikes and playing soldier and shooting my buddies up with our fake plastic toy guns and running and laughing and just outside all the time. And
all right, yeah.
he doesn't do that shit. I think we've talked about that. Like kids these days just want to be inside and geography and availability to have interesting places to go to make a big difference.
Yeah, that's
But
true.
I was kind of explaining to my 10-year-old, I'm like, well, daddy's doing this because, I this, that, the other, and it's been a struggle. I said, son, I need you to know, like, this is going to be something that's going to be a struggle for you too. And it's kind of okay while you're younger. And when you get older as a teenager, you might kind of grow out of it because I know kids that have, but
Yeah.
this might be something that you have to learn to struggle with. I was trying to explain it to him in a way that's like this doesn't determine your value as a human being, but it's going to be a struggle for you, sir. So anyway,
How did he respond to that?
he took it all to like he's kind of heard it from his mom. She's pointed out because if you look at pictures of me as a kid standing next to my two brothers and my two sisters, I clearly stood out. Now when I was younger, I was just thicker. I wasn't a little fat shit, but I was definitely thicker by a big margin as compared to these little skinny bean poles that were my brothers and sisters.
Mhm.
And it's kind of interesting because we come from the same parents, we ate the same food, we were in the same environment, but I was different.
Yeah.
And my ex-wife kind of put it to me. She's like, I think you kind of you lost the genetic lottery. Like you just have a thing about you that just you're kind of predisposed to be like this. And my oldest
Mhm.
boy definitely does too. So I was telling him, you're just like your daddy in so many ways. You're kind and you're sweet. And I'm saying this to make him feel good, not like I'm hyping myself up, but
Oh, I know, I know.
you're kind and you're sweet and you're artistic and you're a good boy and people love you, but you're going to struggle with this like your daddy. So he's like, okay, and his mom's been kind of explaining it to him.
That's real fast here. I'm just gonna read
Yeah.
these. Courtney says she's drawing. She's almost done with her drawing. That's awesome. You'll have to tell us what you're drawing in the comments. Love to see. Um, Vice the Joy says, "Ooh, your drawings look so cool. I'm drawing on my tablet. Awesome."
Yep.
Your fave brunette says, "Can you say happy birthday to Violet? Happy birthday, Violet.
Happy birthday, Violet.
March birthdays are the best."
Oh, that's right. My son, my youngest son, 26th is his birthday.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? We just talked about this the other day. I'm the worst.
Yeah. I know it's all right.
But going back to what you were saying, um, about, there's gonna be something, I guess you were talking about how you're not, you were saying something like you just lost the genetic lottery.
Yeah.
Um, my aunt, the one that just passed away, um, not a month ago, she growing up was always heavy set. Um, Always. Like she was always had that from the time when she was a baby all the way up to being adult. Yet she would exercise, she would eat right. They thought, she grew up in the 70s and the early 80s was when she, because she's a little bit older than my parents. And they just thought, "Oh, gotta go out and exercise, just go out and exercise." And she did. Like she was very active as a child. She ate really well. They put her on diets. Nothing helped. She didn't learn till later on in her life that after doing some like genetic testing and she had her thyroid checked, all the stuff, she really did have just the genetic traits for having excessive weight gain. And it was almost like she was always fighting that constantly, harder than most people might,
Yeah.
because no one could figure it out. And
Right.
so it is one of those things, like that's a real thing.
Yeah. Some people are just genetically loaded. And somebody from that era, I mean, 70s, 60s, 70s, people were not big. You know, it was
No.
the introduction of the stupid food pyramid and the like remove fat from everything, put sugar in everything, eat pastas and grains and carbs, and then suddenly the fucking population exploded in obesity. Just
Yeah.
insane how stupid it was. But the kids these days got much harder struggles to deal with. Just real quick, um, Sophia Rodriguez says, "I thought I was just doing hearts." I'm not sure what she means by that. Oh yeah, the little emoji she's putting up there. Um, Courtney says, "I'm drawing Riley in latex. Ha, hot dog, hot yeah.
Oh yeah. Look forward to seeing that.
You know that's gonna be good." And then Sophia Rodriguez says, "Just drawing animals. Well, that's always good. Animals are. It's one of those things I always feel like I should learn to do better. I should practice more,
Yeah. I know
draw
what
more
you're saying.
animal creatures. But I'm just like, I got to work on the shit I got to work on. I don't have too much time to just frivolously draw any random ass shit. So,
Yeah, yeah. No, I get that. I know what you're saying.
you know,
Animals are awesome. What's your favorite animal, Rob? Do you have one?
God, I don't know. I mean, I mean, I don't know. My
Well,
favorite animal. I've never thought of that. I mean, like
really?
different
As a
animals for
kid,
different. Like I like cats. You know what I mean? I like dogs. I don't own any. Um, no, I don't have a favorite animal.
Courtney says she loves bears.
Cute.
I love bobcats. They are
That
my favorite. although I am a big fan of birds. Like, I have a dream that once my children move out of my house, I will become a falconer.
Really?
And not like The Apprentice, like a master falconer. My dad is on his way to that. My dad actually used to rescue. I don't know if he does it as much anymore because he's getting older, but he used to, when I was a teenager, he worked with, I guess it was with the DNR, and he was licensed that if he found an injured bird of prey,
Yeah.
he was able, or birds in general, he was able to pick them up, take them home, care for them until somebody could come out and get it. We lived out in the middle of, seriously, the boonies. And I remember just coming home from work as a teenager, and I would walk because we had chickens and I was in charge of taking care of the chickens. And I go out there to feed the chickens, and there would just be random a hawk or an osprey or something just sitting in our shed with a hood on it, just all the time. There was always something. I'd be like, "What's going on with this?" And oh, we got hit by a car. Its wing is damaged. Always. And I just thought that was so cool.
That is cool.
I just thought it was so cool. They would
Yeah.
come pick up these birds and take them, and then my dad could go visit them and see how they were doing. There's a place called Utopia. Um, and sometimes they would bring the birds back to where we lived, to our property, because we had a lot of land, and they would release them there. And then my dad could kind of watch them even in the wild, see how they were doing. It was just cool.
That is neat.
And I always thought, man, I think one day I think that'd be so fun to,
Yeah.
learn to hunt and with a falcon.
Yeah, that is pretty badass. I've seen some birds like that up close, like at the zoo, when they would come out with like got the bird on their arm. I remember this one dude had this bird and it kind of spread its wings, and I swear it was like a 4 foot wingspan, like just felt gigantic. And you're like, holy shit! And then you could see its claws up close, like yeah,
Mhm.
rip you to shreds. Holy shit, that's awesome.
Well, like, bald eagles, I believe their wingspan is about 6 feet. The big ones are 6 feet, but I think golden eagles, if I'm correct, can get almost 8 feet in a wingspan.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They're just massive. I mean, it's hard, I think, and, they're heavy. I've held a red tail hawk, right? Just for seconds, and even that thing's a lot smaller than an eagle. I mean, I couldn't hold it very long. And you're right, the talons, they're just wicked. Just wicked.
Right? Just shred you.
Yeah.
Daniel Goodwin says doggies, right? Everyone loves dogs.
I
Courtney,
I do. I love dogs too.
your story about the birds and stuff like that. And Wiley J says a bald eagle can carry off a small deer off. Like I wouldn't doubt that.
Yeah, they can. They tend not to, because that's not really their cup of tea. But they definitely could, and I think there's been stories of them, doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Even though they're, normally it's fish is usually what they, not always, but
Yeah, I get it.
it's crazy. I love birds for that reason. I just thought it was always super neat growing up.
Well, yeah. Well, I hope you get to do that, and you don't get a giant bird that rips your ear off.
If I get one, I'm gonna, bring it to your house sometime. Let
Hell
it
yeah!
free inside.
Let it just bounce around inside.
Oh boy.
Daniel Goodwin says those Campbell Danger Girl pencils were so awesome, man. Every time I want to give up every time you do a video on him. Yeah, I kind of was looking at the pencil pages on that book, on that video, man. I'm just like, how does he do it, man? It's so damn good. That's why I'm pissed off he doesn't draw anymore, like draw comics. Like he draws covers and stuff, but he doesn't actually draw comics, and it just pisses me off.
Why does he not draw comics anymore?
Because drawing comics is labor intensive and it's hard, and you have to do it because you have a drive inside you that needs to do it. And he's a fantastic artist, so he gets hired for cover art. People are like, draw
Mhm.
covers of my book, and he does that, and I'm sure he gets paid fantastically. So he makes a badass living just doing covers, all of which are beautiful, but drawing
Yeah.
comics with stories and panels and pages, and it's just he doesn't have to survive. And so there's no drive in him, clearly, because I say in the video he could do any damn thing he wanted if he wanted to, but he very clearly doesn't want to because he would be if he wanted to, you know.
Yeah.
And it's just kind of unfortunate that somebody at that skill level is just like, I just would rather draw covers, and that's fine. What a great gig. But I want what I want. So, and I want these artists to draw comics, not just covers.
Yeah.
Courtney
I
says
get what you're saying.
Courtney says if I want to parrot and teach it how to say some crazy shit. I've actually been watching videos on like Instagram of like um was it cockatoos and parrots and stuff like that, and just say the craziest, funniest shit. They're so awesome.
Yeah.
No, it's so badass.
Yeah, they do. They say some funny stuff.
It's,
Macaws are
yeah,
really notorious for that.
yeah. Nathan Judd says, "Have you done any Fathom vids yet?" So what's funny, Nathan, is I have done Fathom up to issue 3, and I had this intention of doing Fathom Fridays, meaning every Friday was going to be an issue of that book. And then as soon as I kind of did issue 3 and said, "This is today's issue of Fathom Friday," it's almost been a year ago, and I haven't done issue 4 yet. And I've got it sitting out, and I look at it every time like I should do this one, but then I just haven't done it. So it's one of those I need to get back to because Michael Turner's Fathom is just such a great book. It's kind of the same as like J. Scott Campbell on Danger Girl. It's so good. It's just Michael Turner's dead, so that sucks.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, he died of cancer like at age of 34. It's been quite a while. It sucked. He was at the height of his career, the height of his popularity. Everyone loved him. He seemed to be like a really nice guy, and he got cancer and it went into remission, and then he was kind of fine for a little bit, and then just one day there was an announcement Michael Turner died of cancer. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my
it,
gosh,
like it
that's
really
kind
made
of
me feel bad. I didn't know the man, I just knew his work. And
right.
it's just I've been following his career since he started, and he's gone. You will never see anything else by this guy. It is over forever, and it's just like like it made me sad. Again, it's
Oh
nobody I
yeah.
know, but you follow their work, and their work brought you joy, and you look forward
Yeah.
to it. And so this person, in a way, is in a weird way kind of a part of your life because it's something that they create that you choose to pick up that brings you joy. And they died of cancer at 34. It's really sad. So,
Yeah. Well, that
yeah.
is sad. It's
Courtney,
true.
she saw a video of an African gray saying, "Go to bed and shut the fuck up."
Dude, African gray parrots. When I was a kid, I begged my parents over and over to buy an African gray parrot for me. They are hilarious. And they said no. And, now that I know, I mean, they're like over $1,000 to buy, probably more than that now.
Yeah.
We couldn't, our mortgage was 550 and half the time we couldn't make that happen. So, I get it, but that's hilarious. They say the funniest stuff.
Yeah, Nathan Judd, he kind of says he loves the documentary where Silvestri said his, meaning his is Michael Turner, this artist who died. He said his buildings look like a loaf of bread when he started. I remember that, Nathan Judd. I remember I've seen that because Mark Silvestri is this amazing artist, and this young kid, this Michael Turner, come along and wanted to draw, and so but his buildings, his skyscrapers, he said they look like loaves of bread. So then Silvestri said something to the effect of like, look, here's a reference of a building. Now go redraw this panel and draw a building having reference in hand. And then Michael Turner came back and it was like, oh, okay, now you get it. Now I can see, all right, you're hired. It was something to that effect. But yeah, I mean, Mark Silvestri is like got to be the greatest teacher to ever possibly have in the modern Image Comics era, I think. And everyone out of his studios was good. Yeah, that guy dying of cancer just was heartbreaking.
Yeah, that sucks.
Daniel Goodwin says, I'm trying to remember the Dave Attell parrot joke now. Anyone know what I'm talking about? I'm afraid I don't.
I don't either. Although I'm sure it's hilarious because he cracks me up. So Dave Chappelle is hilarious.
No, Dave.
I like African gray parrots.
Yeah, Dave Attell, Attell. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, I thought he said. I thought he meant Chappelle.
Oh, sorry. I know most of Chappelle's stuff.
My bad.
That's all right. I mean, wait the fuck up.
I know. Read what they wrote, Jess.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Nathan Judd says everyone says Silvestri is the best. Yeah, that's my kind of experience. He's just the best out of them all. Kind of like your drawing there, from what I can see. Again, I'm looking over the little bracket holding my phone in there, but that looks good.
Oh, thanks.
Cute.
I mean, it doesn't look anything like your beautiful work that you're doing.
I mean, geez, just drawing. Come on.
But yeah, I appreciate it. Letting my middle child get it's kind of like the spotlight here, since I think he feels like he's never in the spotlight. So
No.
tomorrow, my oldest son is getting a new haircut, and he used his allowance to buy some fuchsia hair color for his mohawk.
Really?
Yes, so guess I'm doing that tomorrow.
Wow. That is something.
I always let them color their hair and stuff. I figure I will let them do it now when they don't have jobs and like, you know, people tell them they can't have it because it's not professional.
I mean, but what you're going to do is you're going to get them to like, this is how I am and this is how it looks. So, Mr. Employee, you don't like it. But I'm not surprised at all. You're always doing stuff with your hair and color and artistry stuff. So I get it. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. That's fair. That's fair. It might happen. I always tell them, like, well, you can do it now because one day somebody's going to tell you you can if you want this job.
Yeah.
And you might not have it, be able to get that, as sad as that is. He's had his hair blue and he just does it for fun and then moves on to the next thing.
My Go ahead. You first.
Oh, no, you go ahead. I was just gonna say my my son below him, my almost 9-year-old, he has long hair, so it's just because I said that probably also won't be able to happen for very much longer. So that's
It's
what
a
he
little
did.
easier to like, you can kind of pull it back and make it look respectable. It's one thing to have like long hair and another one to have like a like blue colored mohawk or something like that.
That's true. The mohawk is definitely, yeah.
I was just gonna say that my youngest boy, he brought this book, um, some cute little kids book. It's a story of kids that have to sit in the back of a car as the parents drive to grandpa's house, and it feels like it takes forever. So then the book is about a video game that the kid plays, like a little handheld device, and that's what this little
Okay.
story is. And he's like, "Daddy, I brought this book. I think we need to do it on your channel." I'm like, "Okay, we will." We absolutely will. We haven't recorded it yet. We'll do that tomorrow. But I really like the idea that my son's like, I want to be on your channel, Daddy, and I brought a book. Could we do it on your channel? I'm like, fuck yeah. You bet you.
There we go.
That'll be fun. Because I've told the boys, I'm like, anytime you want to, just you got to bring something or let's talk about it and then just let me know because they seem to have really enjoyed it. But I kind of
Yeah,
like I'm leaving it up to them to come to me and say, I want to do this rather as
right,
opposed, hey, let's do this. So
right. No, that's awesome. My kids will like watching that.
yeah,
They like the ones where your kids are on them.
it's been a while.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, I just like I said, I'm like, I want them to come to me, and my boy, he just did. So I'm like, all right, Bubba, let's do it. You little mutant.
You little mutant.
Courtney, she says, same. And most jobs I've had haven't had an issue with my hair. Again, I don't know that I mean, I've seen you when I've seen you in person, Courtney. You always hit your costume at Comic Con, so you've always got like bright colored anime wigs on. But
Oh yeah.
yeah, she goes all out. It's pretty awesome. But we've seen the pictures of her on her Instagram.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm all about the fun hair. Speaking of children,
Yeah.
it sounds like your boys in the background there.
Oh yeah, they're in the living room. I don't know what they're doing. They whenever they get like they know daddy's away and not paying attention to no damn thing, they just start watching weird shit on YouTube and
Of course.
like, all right. And I'm like, all right, as long as you guys don't get out of line or out of control, like have fun, you know? That's all right. I want you to have fun.
There you go. Dude, I hate drawing hands.
Courtney says, I always have split dye hair, so like black in another color. Yeah, I remember that's wild. That's I would never have the balls to do something like that just because I'm so self conscious. I just like and fat boys can't pull off stuff like that. It just looks stupid. So
I don't know.
oh, I do. I'm speaking as the fat boy here.
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. That's funny.
Brandon Isget says, everyone subscribe to this man. I like people who draw stuff, and he deserves this because how much stuff he draws for y'all, but barely gets any views. Ouch. I mean, I'm doing okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not like drowning in YouTube money, but I do have a little teeny tiny bit.
Yeah, you've gotten quite a few views, I'd say.
Uh, Daniel Goodwin says, I've done so many things with my hair, but a mohawk. Still going to do that one day. And there you go. Maybe we should all do mohawks.
I'll do a. I can do one of the super long ones. I'm not cutting my hair for it, but
I was gonna say, don't shave your hair, please, because not that you would, but
funny story. I don't know if I've ever told you this story before, but when my husband's eldest sister was getting married, her husband, now my brother-in-law, really wanted to make a be friends with him, because Marcus was 17 when they got married, and he wanted to be friends with him, and anyway, he was trying to kind of befriend Marcus and figure things out. And he said, "Hey, man, is there anything I can do for you? Like anything you want to go do?" And Marcus said, I, "I need to go get my hair cut. Would you want to drop me off for that? I could really use a ride." And of course he was like, "Yeah, absolutely, man. Let's go do it. And then we'll get, some lunch afterwards." Marcus said, "Cool." So he takes them, they get there, and he said, "I'll just be a little bit, you can just wait in the car." So Marcus goes inside. He comes out and they have completely shaven all both sides of his head. He has a black mohawk standing straight up all the way down to the back of his neck.
Jesus.
And his future brother-in-law lost it. He was like, "Oh my gosh, what am I gonna say to her dad and mom and all this stuff?" Clearly, Marcus had asked him to do it because his parents wouldn't take it.
Ah, exactly. That's awesome.
Marcus really used him there for that,
Like, I
knowing that.
found a sucker who's willing to take me.
Yep.
Uh,
Oh, he said he was like, "Oh, are you kidding me?" when he saw him come out.
well, it's done now. Nothing you can do. It's done.
Yeah,
Deal
exactly.
with it.
It's true. It's a funny story.
That's a great story. Mark has joined the chat.
Hello, Mark. The crazies are not out. We've actually had some really good comments in here.
Yeah, it's been kind of nice and easy going. We just had a weird run of luck those first couple of times.
Yeah.
It was interesting. Like it didn't ruin anything. It's fine. It doesn't bother me, but it was interesting some of the weirdos that were showing up.
Yeah, no, yeah. It was kind of like, what is going on here?
He's like, it's a bummer. It was a lot of fun. It is true. A bunch of interesting folks having interesting conversation. It was fun. And he's like, and it brought in a lot of views and subs. That is true also because those one of those first few times when we did these late ones, like you got like over 2,000 views, which it was we'd normally get 200, 300. Then it suddenly went up to 2,000. I don't get it, you know. My subscriber count does also go up by a lot. One time it went up by like 70 in one night, just in the span of 2 hours. It went up by 70.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Unbelievable. And like I said, it always drops off a few. I think the most I ever lost in one, like I gained 70 or 80, and then it dropped by 10. So a lot of people still hung on. It was I would just think like I don't want to be subscribed on my YouTube page, and get because I subscribe to people. I want to see stuff, and I don't want to wade through a bunch of shit I don't care for, you know.
Hmm.
So I don't want to be like whenever my kids come over, especially my young one, he goes through it. He sits out there and watches YouTube, and then he's always hitting subscribe and watch later and all this shit on the TV. So I'm like, what the fuck is this thing? So I have to like get rid of it. You little bastard, stop subscribing to shit Daddy doesn't want to see.
Oh my gosh.
Turd.
I shouldn't laugh. That is funny to me. Because my
Demon
kids say,
here.
"What'd you say?"
The demon is here.
Hello, D-Man.
The demon.
That's why we don't have any of the crazies anymore. They're scared.
I thought it was funny on the last live when old Chuck was talking about the way he used to keep his hair, is like long hair and guitar and shaved on one side. And you're like, man, you would have been the kind of guy I would have been into when we were younger.
No kidding,
I
though.
was like, that's the funniest thing I've ever heard. I loved it, man. It was super
True story, too.
hilarious.
True story.
And I believe it too. From what I know about you, I'm like, yeah, that describes what I would imagine would probably be in Jessica's wheelhouse of interest.
Yep.
Like you play guitar, you got long hair. Hold up.
All the things I need. Which I think is funny because I'm married to somebody who would never have long hair.
Did you just say when like kind of mohawk when he was younger though?
That's true. That's true. He did have
So
them.
a little adventurous.
I did not know him then. But
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. How old is he when you guys met? You
He was 20.
you guys are like you're just a little older than him, right?
Yeah, I'm a year older than him.
Okay. It's basically the same age.
Uh,
Me and my ex-wife were literally almost 6 months to the day apart as far as age. Like
oh wow.
exactly 6 months. 6 months and like 3 days. So
Wow. Yeah, his first wife was quite a bit older than him. He was actually a minor when they started dating, and she
how much
wasn't.
older than him is she? Because I know who that is. I didn't know she was
3
that.
years, I think. Well, that's why I always say quite a bit. I mean, old enough to at that time it was a fairly big difference.
At the time, it was illegal. How
10,
many years difference did you say?
3. So he was 17 when they started dating. She was 20,
Mhm. Guess he was just a big pimpin'.
I guess.
Charming guy.
I think they just both wanted out of their parents' house.
Or that.
Truthfully, I think they both pretty much come to terms with that was the deal there, but your kids.
No, I was actually sitting here just listening. That's just my oldest boy. You can hear kind of being a goofer back there. I don't know what they're talking about, but they're having fun, and that's
There you go.
out.
What's important?
Someone named HM just said, I just subscribed. Can you shout out Diza?
Diza?
Shout out Diza.
Probably Diza nuts is what it's gonna end
I
up.
was just like, what's that with this? You know what? I respect it.
I think that my son got kind of in trouble at school for saying going around saying D's nuts.
Who got in trouble?
One of my sons.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes. There it was. D's nuts. Yeah. Very clever.
it was. I was like, dude, you're not as clever as you think you are.
Yeah. It's not really much of a victory. I mean, it's like, oh,
That's not much of a victory.
dude, you really win. The satisfaction of knowing that you said something embarrassing. I'm like, was it really though? Like, I'd say it just anyway. I'd say all kinds of fucked up shit. Challenge me.
It's true. You would.
Yeah, D Man's like, Jessica's a psychic. Mark Domerwood's like, wow, Jessica called it. Mark says, your mom's psychic powers are growing.
What can I say?
Right. I mean, I didn't say it, but I had the same thought. I was just like, yeah, it's
Stop
gonna.
trying to steal my thunder, Rob.
I know, I know. Like, you didn't say it, it didn't happen, Rob, so shut the fuck up.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Doesn't count.
I know.
Does not count. How you feeling about those inks there?
Oh, no, just I got several pages of um it's like all the team is together. So it's 8 heroes and then two
Mhm.
villains and a fucking baby that I have to draw. So it's complicated, you know, as opposed to like two characters. So I'm getting to a point once these pages are done, the team splits up. Four go one way, four go the other way, and then one group of four ends up pairing off to, have battles kind of one on one. So it's complicated. So there's a lot to do. Like this panel right here, I've got to draw in like all these 8 figures, and it's just a lot to it. But it's worth it. It's worth it.
You did this to yourself, Rob.
I do things to myself all the time that I wish I didn't, but then I do it anyway.
What are we still talking about art here or
I mean, that's between me and my shame.
all right, fair enough.
D Man says, Rob, did you see the video about Rob Liefeld's action figures? I haven't seen any video, but I have seen the announcement on it, and I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want some of them, just for like, I don't know, I don't even need to justify it. I just kind of want some of them. It just sounds kind of interesting. So Daniel Goodwin says, "What team is the baby with?" So, as the story goes, Evil Witch here has kidnapped a baby and is going to sacrifice it to raise a demon from hell. But the heroes don't let that happen.
Whoa, whoa, you're giving away the story, man.
I mean, the baby gets slaughtered violently because that's the kind of shit I'm going to put in my comics.
Yeah, I
And
would cry.
they hand the baby off to Fisto and his team and say, "Hey, get this kid to safety. All four of you, take this kid, get it back to his parents, while we, He-Man, She-Ra, Tila, and Eve, stay behind to take on Evil Witch Lady and the other creature that she raised back from hell, and violent battles will ensue."
Ooh.
Right?
I'm intrigued.
HM says, "You guys ever read the Dark Horse comic Philandi? Like Philondi's nuts?" Sorry. Did you just joke?
Yeah, maybe a little bit.
No, if that's a real thing, I have no idea what you're referring to.
Oh my goodness, that was hilarious.
Well, I don't want to be left out and made to look stupid again.
Oh my
Shout out
god.
every stupid thought I have, just in case it's correct. So I can be like, "See, I thought of it first."
That's fair.
Because everyone likes Jessica.
Okay.
What?
People can like me.
No, they can't. Part of my channel is you don't like Jess.
Why do you even have me on here?
Because you're
To,
charming.
to ridicule me? Make a mockery of me?
No, I got to have someone pretty on here to draw on, because I put my chunky face next to yours, and people are like, "Man, that guy. I would not join his chat, but that lady's pretty, so I want to go see her."
That doesn't make too much sense though, because you can't see us.
But you can see your face on the announcements that I put up, and then you got your voice.
Okay. Well, I guess these are compliments.
They are compliments, bitch.
Damn it. Damn it, you son of a bitch.
Damn,
Just be grateful for the compliments.
damn it, son of a bitch. Damn it, son of a bitch. I probably just opened up like there's probably a bunch of people typing right now. They're like, "Oh no, for real, Jessica, we're not here for Rob. Like, Rob sucks. We hear him enough on his stupid videos, and he's obnoxious enough."
Oh my gosh. Poor
He's
Rob.
like, he just finally admitted it. He knows. We're so glad that he knows.
Oh my god. Oh boy.
D Man's talking about these Liefeld action figures like Blood Wolf. I can't wait to see those action figures with all those pouches and headgear and those stupid guns that Liefeld draws. That's for sure. That's real. And that's part of why I want them. I think this is going to be awesome. I can't wait to see what these things are like. They're either going to be amazing or they're going to be terrible or somewhere in between, and I can't wait.
Oh my gosh. Trying to like not shake while doing the pins on these.
See, that looks cute. I like that.
Thanks.
The
Okay,
art chemist says, "Good evening." I like the name, the art chemist. That's fun.
yeah, that is fun.
And Courtney just says, "And post it." What? Post what? What did I miss?
And posted probably means her art is posted. I'm assuming.
Well, you know what they say.
I know, we shouldn't assume.
That's okay. Go ahead.
No, I'm not.
Now I feel self-conscious about it.
Mm-hmm. I have no idea what she's talking about.
I have noticed, just I don't know, random. I hear my oldest boy out there rambling on, but he's just really matured a lot in recent months. Just he's
Yeah.
from being just a little boy into just understanding things and just growing up, and kind of makes me sad, like in that my little baby boy, my firstborn son, is the little baby boy version of him doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, where'd my sweet little boy go? But he's been replaced by this very interesting, precocious little 10-year-old kid who's just the sweetest little guy. So I tell people when they have kids, like, love them when they're small. It feels like it's going to last forever. I mean, it really does in the moment. Just feel like you're going to be here forever. With the late nights and the feedings and the cryings and the shittings, and then suddenly it's all gone, and you're like, wait, 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 wait. I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready for it to be over. Wait, hold on. Go back, and it doesn't work.
It's so true. It's so true. We were just talking about that with my 2-year-old. How it just feels like he was the baby.
Eric Schwann says, "Can you draw Miss Makima?" I have no idea who that is. I bet it's an anime thing. And Jessica, looks like we're gonna have to Venmo, or I don't have a Venmo. I'm gonna have to PayPal you. But if you look on the channel there,
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Mark. That is really, really sweet. I actually really appreciate that. My birthday is on Monday too, so it's not even belated. You're early.
what, Baba?
That was really awesome. I appreciate
Come
it.
over real close and say hi, Andrew. Andrew, say hi to my. Say hi. Hello. That's my Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Anyway, yes, go ahead.
Do you remember me at all?
Remember the cute girl you hugged? Remember when she came over with the long dark hair and you gave her a hug? That's her. He just like walked off.
He's like, yeah, I
Like
remember.
whatever. What's funny is my little boy, that Andrew, he's definitely um, the one that's expressing an interest in chicks way sooner. Even my ex
Andrew?
been like, um, Andrew's gonna be into girls. Like we can't let him see pictures of naked girls. He's gonna be way too interested. I can just tell. She's like, I can just tell.
Oh my god.
I could just I could just see that he's gonna be interested in that. I'm like, well, all right. I mean, he ain't seeing anything.
Oh my gosh.
Uh,
That cracks me up actually though.
Daniel is saying, is that the Basement Man creator? The Basement Man was my oldest boy, um, if I remember correctly. And this is my youngest one that was just right here.
Mark says, Mr. D Man, you know I got that fancy new gerb.
Gerb, gerb.
He did indeed.
Courtney says, I think it's blocking my comment. I'm like, yeah, I was like, did I did I missed something? Because we don't block Courtney in this house.
Yeah, that's weird.
But yeah, Ms. Jess, I'll have to get you
No worries.
that Domowitz donation. Like once I actually physically get
That Domowitz dough.
that Domowitz dough. Once I actually get money sent to me from YouTube, because right now it's kind of like locked up, but I should be getting it in this next week. When I actually like, oh, okay, it's actually coming towards me.
Is YouTube kind of like me in the fact that it says it's going to send something and then it doesn't?
It's not that bad.
Okay.
You just lined yourself up for that home run, and I just
I know. I was
want.
on just making fun of myself there, anyways.
No, I mean, I got everything set up properly, and it's gonna happen. It says like a payment's on its way. I've made $250
Whoop, whoop.
total, and so
Awesome sauce. Maybe I'll have to buy some art supplies with that mark.
there you go. Courtney says, okay, she says, I was saying you should strap the figure, like the action figure, to a firework and post a video of it, like we blow it up or something. All right. You talked me into it.
Courtney's got some good ideas
I
there.
love Courtney. She's always full of the great ideas. And then Dan's like, oh, yeah, about my boys, which one's the creator of what? He's like, oh, the creator of the demon and the wings and the chains and the buzzsaws. Yes, that's the one. Correct. The one. Yeah, that was definitely my young boy.
They're both super sweet kids.
Yeah, they're all right. I'll keep them, I guess.
I love seeing pictures and stuff when you post some of them. Just all the stuff you guys, dude. Around Halloween, it seems you guys always go to Spirit of Halloween a lot. And
Yeah. God, my son. Andrew, where's that drawing you did today? Where is it? He's like, oh, yeah. He did this drawing. He's so detail oriented. It's another. I'm glad he didn't ask us to do a drawing of this fucking thing. Thank you.
or should we?
I don't know what the hell.
Hold on, I can't see it yet. Oh my gosh, what is it?
It's something like, you remember these skibbity toilet nonsense things that he watches? It's
Oh yeah, you talked about that.
toilet monsters, and he's got like Gatling guns strapped to him and tentacles with like skulls on them and rocket packs. And what's fun is he loves Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh
So
yeah.
if you notice right here on the center of this figure, he's got a couple of six shooters on his waist and like a old timey jacket and a pocket watch. But he's like a giant robot monster thing. He's got shoes and he's stomping on a guy down here.
Wow.
But he says he calls it the TV, and it looks like he wrote cock. I'm not kidding, and I think he just said that as he walked away. He's like, "That's the TV cock." I'm like, "Uh oh, I need to. I might have to go tell him. Don't. Just don't, son. Don't say the word cock, please." Um,
Oh my gosh.
no, hey, but look, I mean, tell me that's not what that probably says.
Hold on. Yeah.
TV cock. I mean, like I've seen cocks on TV, but this, like, look at the level of detail he put into this drawing. I'm like legitimately impressed with him. Like he
Yeah.
was here for like an hour and a half. He's like, Daddy, I want to go in your room and draw. I'm like, all right, you know which papers you can use, right? Because I don't want them coming in here and getting my nice shit.
Yeah.
Got this whole stack of this printer paper that's 11, no, it's 8 by fuck, I don't know, 14 inches. It was somebody at work was just gonna throw in the garbage, this whole ream of paper. I'm like, don't throw that away. Give it to me. Like, yeah, it doesn't fit printers, so we don't have any use for it. I'm like, all right. So I'm like, you boys can draw anything you want. Burn it up. Use it up as much as you want. And they have been drawing like crazy on it.
That's awesome. Let's see. It's a lot of
D-Man says, the dude is missing a pimp cane, right? He's got everything but a pimp cane. I don't know. It would be easy to just put one in here. So I'm glad I remembered this thing. That was insane what he did there. So
Oh my gosh, I just started laughing at the cane thing and I just totally screwed up, but it's okay.
Daniel, it says it's TV, like it's something on the TV. It's some, I don't know what TINE. I think it's supposed to be but he goofed up. But
It says TV click.
but there's clearly a CO and then a K and then a shape that could be many things. But it looks like it's got a curve like a C, and a curve like a C, like a cock. So
Okay, you're right. I was trying to come up with stuff, but it does indeed
Did I
seem
tell you about the horrible phrase that my older son he heard on a show, and I just heard him repeating it? Um,
no, I don't think you said anything about this.
and several months ago, but he's in there and he's like, blah, 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 daddy. And then I saw the cum monster, and I was like, I'm sorry, what? What was that? He's like, the cum monster. I'm like, um, where'd you hear that at? He's like, on YouTube. I'm like, oh God.
And
And so I was like, well,
dude,
what does it mean? And it was the most beautiful, like innocent kid answer who doesn't understand what he's saying. He's like, it's the cum monster, like he's coming to get you. I'm like, yes, that's exactly what it is.
oh my god,
Perfect.
he's coming to get you.
Coming to get you. It's the cum monster. So I said, show me the video where this is. So I watched the part. It's a couple of like loudmouth asshole video game kids playing, and they
Yeah.
literally were using it in the way that we're thinking of. He's like, oh, he's a fucking cum monster. But my poor 10-year-old did not understand what he was saying. So I was like, so I told him honestly, I said, you're saying a word that you don't know what it means, but it's a kind of a bad thing, so don't say it. And then um it's just, yeah, just don't say it. And then he was like, oh, okay, all right. And then I let his mom know, and she's like, oh, what the fuck, what, are you serious? I'm
Sounds
like,
like me.
no, right? I could hear her gasp when I called her. I'm like, so your son? She's like, no. But when I explained to her his understanding of the phrase, she's like, I
Yeah.
feel a little better. It's just the best interpretation he could come up with. I'm like, I actually love it. It's really cute.
Which one was this?
It was a couple months ago.
It was it Andrew or
It was my oldest boy, my Leo.
Leah?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
Sadly, I think my 10-year-old probably would know exactly what they were saying.
oh,
He is really not like he goes up looking for that stuff, but he's pretty and I don't know why, but he's fairly versed in those things. Thanks, school.
yeah, probably. Jay Deep is like, the way he says it so casually is what makes it hilarious. That's what I was saying when I heard it. He's like, come on. I'm like, what? I stopped everything and I looked right at him like, what did you say, my innocent, beautiful son? And then his explanation of it, I was just so great. My poor, sweet little monster.
Hmm.
Bog Studio Game says, who is talking in the background? I assume you're probably hearing my kids in the other room just having a good time. So that's what that is. So yeah, it's I think it's even better than the other most perfect kid thing. I mean, I know I've told you this, where my older brother, his son, years ago when he was probably 7 or 8, asked his dad if it was bad to say the M word, the letter M.
Oh,
Do you remember this story?
I don't know. I don't know
I'm
which one.
sure I've told you, because there's the F word, there's the D
Hmm.
word, but he's like, is the letter M, like the M word, is that bad to say? And my brother's like, um, I don't know what that is. What is it? And he says his boy just kind of like hemmed and hawed. He's like, well, like he knows he's not supposed to say it, or at least he doesn't think he's supposed to say it. And so my brother's like, you can say it this one time and it's fine. You won't get in trouble. It's okay. I'm giving you permission. So I know what we're talking about. What is the M word? And his boy goes, motherfucker.
Yep.
Yeah. And I was like, and he said he laughed so hard. He's like, yes, that's very bad. Please don't ever say that. And when he told me that story, I laughed for days. I'm just like, it's like the most perfect. Oh, it was the most perfect thing. So,
That's
yeah,
cute though.
yeah, I was like, so it's been one of my favorite phrases, the M word.
Oh, the old M word. They'll get you with the M word.
Yeah, they will.
Junebug Films wants me to revamp my 90s comic characters. Should I?
Why not?
Demon? I mean, go for it if you want to do it, for sure.
Fog Studio Game says, I thought this was a drawing channel. What happened here? What are we doing? I mean, I feel like we're drawing. We're also talking casually because we're friends.
Oh, I was like, what do they mean? Not considering what I'm doing drawing, probably.
Mm. And Mark says, you're making having kids sound really nerve wracking. These elements about it were like, these are the fun parts.
That's true.
Having kids is nerve wracking, but it's also worth it if you're in the right place and right time.
Agreed. I love my kids.
Courtney says, when my sister learned about the middle finger, her and her friend went up to the construction workers at the school and showed them their middle fingers. Just walking up, hey, look. Like, what the fuck, kid? What did I do to you? Tell your mama.
That's actually really funny.
Okay. Mark's like, it's become a parenting nightmare channel. Yep.
Sorry, guys. This is your birth control.
Ken Sawden says, how do you get moderate? How do you get moderate? What is that?
Moderate.
Like, if you're asking how do you get to moderate the channel, is that what he's asking? I don't know. Explain thyself, please.
Explain immediately. Okay, can we talk about the new Crow movie
I
for a
was
second?
going to say, you want to talk about the Crow movie, don't you?
Oh,
You love the first one.
yes.
I was expecting a more faithful adaptation of the source
Yeah,
material, and it's way off outside of a very few basic like
right.
phrases and stuff.
Yeah, I don't even, it's not recognizable.
I've kind of, I mean, that's what I wanted to see was a more faithful adaptation because in the original comics they did leave a lot of stuff out. But then I'm like, but if they just do another version of the original source material, because the first movie was very close, they could just. I guess I can understand them like we're going to try and do something different. But I'm like, but it's not the Crow. It's not Eric Draven. It's not even close to the original thing. It's completely different outside of the name and some, you know,
And it's kind of dark looking.
yeah. I'm like, so there were some
Okay.
elements about it that kind of looked interesting if it wasn't like just the Crow, like the
Yeah,
movie that I already liked. If it was something else, somebody
yeah,
said like they want to do like supernatural John Wick, and I'm like, oh, that's one way of putting it. So
yeah, that's fair.
I kind of wasn't excited for it. I mean, I'm not excited for it, but when I first saw the trailer, I'm like, that looks stupid. But I kind of like, I kind of want to give it a chance. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
And I probably will watch it, but I'll probably be annoyed the whole time.
D-Man says it's the MGK Crow movie.
Okay.
I was gonna say I knew that would get Jessica's fired up.
Oh, the hate on MGK.
Right?
Yeah, it was just not great. It doesn't look great, anyways.
Someone saying says it's not supposed to be based on the original Crow, is it? There were other Crow stories, but it's Eric Draven and Shelley, and it's the same basic story. So yeah, there was a lot of Crow. Like the Crow has brought back, you know, lots of other souls, but it's the same name, so I take it as to be. It's supposed to be the
That's
same.
what I was gonna say. It
Yeah,
seems like it's supposed to be the original Crow.
just not at all.
Yeah,
So
it seems like it's supposed to be, but it's not.
yeah. I do like that in the trailer. I assume you watched it like all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Like they were leaning into in a big way the fact that he can take like he was getting riddled with bullets, just like pop, 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 pop. And he's just walking through it. I'm like, okay, that was kind of interesting. You know,
Mhm.
but it's just kind of taking advantage of special effects in a different way. But
Yeah.
that first movie was so atmospheric and moody and gothic and creepy, and this looks like modern punk kid bullshit,
Yeah.
like pretentious punk kid who thinks they're cool stuff, and I don't like that at all.
Although I do like Skarsgård. He's pretty he's pretty good, I think, actor-wise.
Yeah, that's not for me. It's not anything against the actor or anything. It's just I don't know. We'll see. It's just one trailer. It could end up being reason. Is it a good movie on its own? We'll see.
Remains to be seen is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Remains to be seen. Tell me if this does anything, me taking my phone off the charger here. Sorry, shook it real bad. But does it stop my screen or anything?
No.
Alright. Good, good, good.
Should it? Because I plug mine in and out all the time.
Rob, I don't think it should. But the problem is my phone does the weirdest stuff, so I never know. I don't know if it's gonna do it. Where is my where's my watercolor?
Jay Deep's like it reminds me of the Jared Leto Joker. I didn't hate that version of the Joker, but yeah, it does look like a tattooed pretentious douche, and I can see that too. I can honestly, I actually think a tattooed Joker is a valid approach. Like I can see that being a valid approach to the character.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Dude, I don't know where my watercolors are. Somebody has stolen them.
The art thief. Nathan Judd says, "What's the main outliner you use?" Well, I use either these Faber Castell Pitt pens or microns. It just depends on the drawing I'm doing and what kind of mood I'm in. I'll just go straight to brush or the Hunt 102 and the dipping ink, depending on the drawing. But when I have to do a bunch of little figures like this, it's just easier sometimes to just go in with these pens and draw like that with these things, if that's what you're asking. Like I've got some textures I'm going to do in this top panel. It's a mountain scene. I've got some pine trees in the foreground here, and I got to draw like rocky textures. I'll probably go in with the Hunt 102 and some brushes to do that type of stuff. But on these little figures like through here, um, I just use these pens.
Very cool.
Oh, excuse my yawning.
You are excused.
Oh, so glad. So your watercolors are missing somewhere?
Yeah, I have no clue where they are. I just sat here and searched through everything in this room, and now I'm like my daughter uses them sometimes, but like they're right here. She wouldn't like take them or anything, they just stay in here because this is where she would use them at. So I'm like, what the heck? They are just hiding in plain sight. That's all. Doing the
Like maybe if they didn't model Eric Draven Little Pump and Post Malone. You know what? I kind of like Post Malone.
Post Malone lives out here.
Yeah, he lives in this area. Like,
We live by Post Malone.
yeah, we do. And I've just heard nothing but good stories about him. I don't know anything about him except I heard first time I ever heard about him and his music was that song I think he did for that first Spider Verse movie.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I'm like, oh, well, that's kind of good. And then I saw the guy. I'm like, it looks like a tattooed freak. And I'm like, oh, what's that all about?
He's
But
yeah.
he seems like a decent dude.
And also, why is somebody tattooed a freak, Rob?
Everyone that has any tattoo on them, even one, is a
I
freak
I
instantly.
I
So what's
take
right on your arm? Show us all. What is that?
mm. You're rude.
You know I don't mean that. But I'm talking about guys like shits with tattoos on their face, like all over their face. I'm like, all right.
Suppose that makes some sense, I guess. Yeah, he's supposed to be really nice.
Yeah. And that's what that I'm like, that's all I need to know. I'm like, outward looks aside, like he seems like he's a good dude. Great. I'm sold.
Yeah,
Uh,
he's supposed to like help a lot of people and stuff, but I mean, that's just what I've heard.
Someone saying says, I mean, I suppose it could be worse. Could you imagine if they decided to put the crow in something you'd seen on the current runways? They'd give him neon any color and or every color hair. That's yeah, it could have been worse. And he says, not that there's an issue with a character like that, but would it be the crow? And that's a good point. Like you got to be true to the character, you know.
Yeah,
Courtney says Post Malone is chill.
that's kind of how I feel too.
Chai Deep says, funny thing is, we never even asked for a Crow reboot. I mean, they've been trying to do it for years because it's a recognizable name with a fan base, and they're going to try and exploit it. But that's Hollywood talking, not the fans. And I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I
yeah.
thought the first movie was just fine, and that's all I needed. But what
Same.
do I know?
Same Z's.
At least no one died on the filming of this one.
That's true.
At least not that
My,
we.
I told my husband, I said, we might go see the new Crow movie when it comes out. This is before I saw the trailer, to be fair. And he goes, I don't know anything about that. He's like, all I know is someone died on the set of the original. I said, that's sad. That's all you know.
Did you say he hates going to movies?
Yeah, he is not a fan of going to movies.
Why is that? Just going to a theater is a pain in the ass, or he just not into movies in general?
He's not a big movie TV watcher. He really isn't. He can't really see. I know it's because he got a little bit ADD, and so it just feels like he can't sit and do that. Like it's just hard for him just to sit and watch something. Or it could also be that I I mean, I think he going to the movie in general, he's not big into being around people and sitting there, and he has a little bit of social anxiety there.
That's fair.
It's not his thing. He's definitely a lot different than he used to be because he didn't used to worry about that stuff, but
We all become bitter assholes as we get older. I know I have. Not,
mhm.
not that I'm saying that about him exactly, but we all change.
Oh, no, he has as well.
Yeah, oh no, 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 that's him.
Although he was kind of more an asshole when he was younger, so I don't know that. Guess maybe it's a little bit different for him. I think he's less of an asshole. So I
That's funny. D Man says, well, we never asked for a Blade reboot, and they already screwed that up. And then Daniel Goodwin adds the greatest line: some motherfuckers are always trying to skate uphill, which is a line from the first Blade movie. It's like one of the stupidest lines ever written, but it's still kind of awesome somehow. That's
That's
funny.
right.
Man. And then
I've
someone saying says, I didn't ask for an Ocean Eleven's reboot, but I enjoyed that movie. Remakes, reboots are a fine line to walk. I agree. I agree.
just depends.
Yeah. Oh, he makes a good point. He says, we would have never had The Thing with Kurt Russell if they didn't remake the original. That's a really fair point.
Yep, that is a great movie too, the Kurt Russell one.
That is nightmare fuel if I've ever seen it. As a kid, I was like, this is like straight from hell. I can't believe anybody would make a movie like this. This is so disturbing. How is it even possible that something this horrifying could be on TV? Like that man's head melted off the table and then spread
It's the most
right
disturbing thing when that happens.
What?
That is one of the most disturbing scenes for sure. You remember it.
Kid me was like, "What is going on? I shouldn't be watching this." Now, grown
She
up, I'm like, "It's
wasn't allowed to
so
watch it.
yeah." It's now it's like it's so great, and I wish they do more shit like that.
Yeah.
That new movie coming out, I sent you that trailer for that, like based in the '70s, like the
Oh,
TV.
yeah, I love it.
That looks really good. What the hell was it called?
Uh,
I can find it. Rat Cheer. I can pull up and
it's something. I thought it was like a night with something, but maybe not. Maybe it's not. I can't remember, but I do remember you sending that to me, and I was like, "Wow, that looks awesome."
see. Gotta scroll back here.
Daniel says those movies are remakes of movies I've never seen. I've seen The Crow, so it's different for me. For our kids, though, it might be awesome. That's a good point. That's a good point. My kids haven't seen The Crow, but I get what he's saying. That's not. That's a fair thing to say.
Going back to our text stream on Instagram, and I'm like, I send you a lot of like inappropriate shit.
Yeah, you do. I have to wake up to some.
Like this is one of my favorites right here. On Solo Princess Leia thing, when your girlfriend sees a picture of your ex and she's like, "You came in that thing?"
Oh my gosh!
I
Yes, or
laughed so
you
hard.
have a video. I was like, Rob, what is this?
This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. It's so great. Late Night with the Devil.
Late night. I said a night was something. Is what I
Yeah,
thought.
yeah.
So
That it looks really, and the hype around it so far has been really good. Um, Everyone's talking about it's great, so I might actually go check that out.
when does it come out?
Oh fuck, I don't know. Do a quick Google search here.
Sorry, making you do things.
I know. Someone saying thought that was funny.
Oh, the
Like, oh, it's such a great use of a line from a movie.
yeah. Well, if you like to get those things on a daily basis, just start
Like,
talking to Rob on Instagram.
oh, you know what? So it's already it was released in some other places already last year,
Oh,
but it's getting its release date is the 22nd. So
oh,
like
next
just
week.
so I actually have the weekend without my kids. I might be going to see that.
Have to tell me how it is,
I'm gonna tell you to go see it on your own.
bitch. You will tell me.
Did you just call me a bitch?
I
Because
did, and I'll call you again if you do not tell me.
yeah, it looks. The only thing I kind of get nervous about on like horror movies like that is like so often people can come up with a great setup. Here's a concept, here's a thing, here's the buildup, but they always drop the ball at not always, but so often they screwed up at the end. Like, how do you
Yeah,
this up? And one thing I don't like, and this is just me personally, is when the movie ends and it's like the evil has won and everyone dies and it's like you walk out just feeling miserable. I'm like, I kind of like it where the characters at least kind of defeated the evil or got away from it at least. But
that's not how a lot of horror films end, sadly.
well, that's why I'm not a huge horror guy.
I was gonna say that's really not the typical horror experience.
You know what? I'm not going to send you any fucked up memes anymore. You made me feel guilty and awkward about it.
You brought it up first.
What?
You brought it up. You're like, oh, so I like to. I send you a lot of these.
I know. You're like, yeah.
Have I ever complained? No.
Mm,
Have I ever said, you know what? Would you not send me this shit anymore?
right.
No.
I'm like, I
I
got
just
this shit
laugh.
to somebody who would appreciate this. Who do I know really likes this fucked up, hilarious stuff? You guys have
I
great sense
laugh.
of humor.
What'd you say?
I was like, Jessica likes fucked up shit. She'll appreciate this.
It's so true. I do, and I do appreciate it.
Mark says Robert prefers happy endings, and he's like, quotes, sorry, which is true, sir. I do like super special happy endings.
Oh my gosh.
Don't act like you're expecting any different from my dumbass.
That's true. I'm not.
100% correct.
Where is Whitney? She has been non-existent on these things lately, and I assume it's because of her dumb job.
It is her dumb job. She got some different shift for the last 2 weeks where she works like one in the afternoon till midnight.
Jeez.
I actually haven't seen her for longer than like 5 minutes at a time for the last 2 weeks, basically.
Dang,
I was
really?
going to jokingly say it's been nice, but I don't want to misinterpret that. But it's been like I've just been living here by myself.
Wow.
But I don't mean that, but it's just, I hear Tinker coming down the hallway. Hey, Tinker, come here.
I just want to say, can I get Michael a new house?
Can what?
Get Michael a new house.
He's your character. Yeah, go ahead.
That was Leo.
That was actually Andrew.
Was it?
He was being really quiet. He's like kind of nervous to have his voice heard on the thing
Oh,
here. Leo wouldn't give me a
sounded
shit.
like he had a pretty deep voice.
Yeah, he was like, "Can I?" He asked if he can do a thing on Grand Theft Auto. He wants to buy a new house for his character. I'm like, "You do whatever the hell you want, buddy."
That's cute. That's so cute.
Like I feel like I've told him like he'll come up to me. I'll be in here doodling. He'll come up to me and he's like, "Daddy," and I'm like, "Yeah." And I stop and I kind of put my hand on his shoulder and just kind of make a connection with him. I'm like, "What's up, Bubba?" And he's like, "Is it okay if I play Red Dead Redemption 2?" I'm like, "Of course. Yeah, you never can't. You know, there's never a time when you can't." But he comes and asks every time. I'm like, it's kind of a cute little routine we go through.
That's cute.
Of course. Go ahead. Go on the horse and blow some arms and legs and heads off some corpse and put it on the back of your horse and ride through town and then be pissed off when the cops are after you.
That is so beautiful.
Exactly what he did. And it's one of my favorite things ever. He's like, Dad, they won't stop trying to kill me. I'm like, what would you do?
Yeah. What did you do? Don't worry about it.
Why is there a freaking bloody stump with no arms, legs, or head on your horse? That's why the cops are after you, my boy. He's like, I'm taking him to jail. I'm like, what? He's dead. He's super dead.
Yeah. Good luck doing that.
Oh, shit. Oh, I laughed so hard at that. I love
That's funny.
it. You know. Somebody asked, I'm sorry, what are you drawing? I don't know if you saw that. I'm sorry. Mark actually asked that.
Mark asked, "Oh, what I'm drawing? These
Yeah.
are my children as anime characters. This is my 13-year-old. Well, she'll be 13 in a couple months. Daughter. This is my baby. This is my 9-year-old. This is my almost 9, almost 11-year-old, and this is my 2-year-old."
He also did say earlier, I don't know if you saw, he was like, sorry for the drawing he did of you, which was the bird one, right?
Why are you sorry, Mark?
That
That was
like so
great.
funny. It was so brilliant. I loved everything about it. It's like such a like perfect take on everything.
No, seriously, don't be sorry. I loved it. I saw that. I opened up Discord and I saw that. I started seriously laughing my ass. I was like, "Wow, you really captured Hoosier Girl." It really is so Indiana in so many ways.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, they were all good. Everyone did neat stuff. But
Yeah.
that one, it was for the total unique take on the concept.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. And once I saw it, I'm like, this is why I suck because I would never come up with something like this whimsical and interesting. I'm like, I drew very typical me shit.
No, it is funny though to me that he took the time because carrying the torch. I don't know if you've seen the Indiana state flag. There is a torch on the Indiana state flag.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. No, that's
Yeah.
interesting.
The torch, the cardinal, is the Indiana state bird, and they're all over the place. It's everybody's favorite bird in Indiana. Um, it's kind of funny because growing up, my grandmother, my Granny Smith, she obviously lives in Indiana too, and she would always send everybody her Indiana Christmas cards, and they always had cardinals in the snow on them. I mean, it seriously, it really was, Mark. It was just perfect. I started just dying laughing.
That's awesome. Yeah, a lot of thought went into that. Like
The corn in the background. I'm actually gonna show it to my brother-in-law because he always teases me that I should get a corn tattoo because I'm from Indiana, corn stalk on my arm or something.
that would be a really weird tattoo.
Yeah, no, I would never do that. But he always jokes with me because I'm from Indiana.
Yeah.
He'll say, "When you're born in the corn," when I don't know anything. I'm like, "Stop it right now! I wasn't born in a cornfield." But yeah, it was perfect. I loved it.
Mark, he's laughing. He says, "Glad you enjoyed it. The group draws are a hotbed for new ideas." That's fair. That is true. It's been very creatively interesting and fulfilling kind of thing going on there, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was. I don't remember where the original idea came from to do them, but they've been really fun.
Mark says, "Why do y'all have a state gun?"
Because it's Indiana. I mean, it's everybody out there is hunters and farmers or murderers. So
Murderers.
no, no joke. Indianapolis, when I lived out there a few years ago, when I was back living in Indiana for a while, Indianapolis passed Chicago for the most murders per capita in a year.
Oh,
Chicago.
that's a big one because Chicago's a fucking like murder central.
Yep, exactly. We really got that. So I just want to put that out there. That is Indiana for you. And I love it.
Mark saying he was torn between a star on the t-shirt and a basketball. Sort of regret not going with the basketball.
I actually, when you posted that, that was the one thing I said you didn't have on there. That in an Indy car, old Formula One car, because I wasn't big into racing, but everybody out there is big in the old Indy 500. But truthfully, yeah, the basketball, that's another thing. Everybody out there has a basketball, court or hoop, even if you're broke.
I went and bought my first firearm last weekend. You saw the picture of that.
I did. Good for you.
The first one that I've like bought on my own. I have one that my dad gave me.
Yeah.
I got me a Glock 17. And
You're an old gun virgin over here.
I know it's my first time. Be gentle, not too gentle. But yeah, I can't wait to go shooting it.
Yeah, my husband's going to the gun show tomorrow, and apparently everybody else in his family and every Joe Schmo he knows he's invited to go. And I'm like, okay. Yeah, he was telling me, I sent you that picture of what he got, and he was like, Rob's wanting something, like he wants my advice on anything. Like, this is the perfect home defense gun.
No, you got me thinking about it. Seriously, and for the price, I was like, oh, it might be number two.
Yeah, he's like, I guess he shot it a bunch. He said it was really fun to shoot at the range, but he said, yeah, he said it was so accurate for how much it costs, like you just said. He said he
Yeah.
was super excited.
Does he say if it kicks hard? Because I know I've fired shotguns before, and they kick your fucking shoulder off. And
He said he'd let my 10-year-old shoot it.
oh, there
I
you
have
go.
not yet.
I've fired a.
I'm gonna draw a gun rack on a pickup truck and give it a Texas license plate.
That's awesome.
Mr. D-Man. Miss Daniel Goodwin, I've got 2 handguns and a rifle. Good for you. Good for you.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
No.
At all.
But yeah, it's good advice though. So thank your husband for throwing that information out there. I need to think about that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. He's always willing to give people advice and talk about it. It's his new obsession.
Courtney says, I just want to buy a cheap gun. I don't have any. I was like, God, Courtney, every word out of your mouth, I just like you more and more. Because I don't want to generalize, but I don't know. There's things about her that I wouldn't think would be how she is, but everything's pretty awesome. They offered when I went there to get the one that I got. They had one there that I almost got. It was a brand I can't remember, but it was not anything I'd heard of. But they said it's a really good, really reliable like handgun, and it was pretty inexpensive for everything. It was like $350. Comes with like mag,
Mm-hmm.
18 rounds, and you get 3 clips and a box and a cleaning kit and everything. And I was like, Jesus! They're like, you get a lot of value for the price. But I wanted to get like a very reliable, known. If like this is my first one, I want to get
Yeah.
I know I can rely on, and then before I branch out into something else.
Yeah, I will say my husband bought some Italian handgun, 9mm, one of his first ones, and it's really neat looking. I mean, the thing looks like, I mean, it's heavy. I feel like you have to pistol whip somebody with it if you're not strong enough to. But it jams and it's hard to find parts for.
Yeah, and that's one of the selling points of the Glock. The guy was telling me, he's like, look, everyone has these. Everyone has parts for these. You can find parts anywhere. They're cheap, and you know that when you pull the trigger, it fires. So,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, I think for first out of the gate, let's go with that one. So that's what I got. And yes, someone saying, I mean, kind of preparing for The Walking Dead. I'd rather have it and not need it.
I am not going to have a gun for The Walking Dead. I will absolutely have I want a katana, is what I want.
You're my kind of girl.
We used to have one, but before we had kids, we had like some katanas and some random stuff we bought from Asian City. Now I kind of want to just go back and get one, but
I have a sword sitting right next to me. I actually have 2, and one of them is in the other room. But I got one right here. And I'm going to show it to you, and I want to see if anybody can identify where it's from just by the handle. Let me see if I get it in frame here.
I can't see it yet. Oh, just for the handle. It does look familiar. What is that?
Comes with had a nice sheath and everything. D-Man nailed it. I knew D-Man would probably know.
What is it?
It's a replica of the sword that Wesley Snipes' Blade character carried around.
Oh yeah, I wouldn't have thought that
Like,
one.
it's even got the lines in it for if you didn't know about the safety feature where it would pop these little spring-loaded things out and blow your hand off. So I bought it from somebody, like some kid.
Wow.
This girl that I know, her son collected a bunch of these things, and he needed to sell them for school or some shit. And so I drove out to their place, and I'm like, I want the blade sword. How much? I think I paid $50 for it. I'm like, all right, it's pretty solid. I mean, it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
And I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do with it besides just let it sit in the corner until I die? And that's exactly what it's doing. And fuck off. I wanted a sword from Blade.
No one is judging you.
I feel the judgment.
I have not said dick all to you.
Did you say dick all?
Yeah. Yes, I did. I haven't, though. I haven't said dick all to you about your damn sword, boy.
So calm your tits, Rob.
Yes. I should probably get off here.
It's my favorite phase to hear from a girl.
Oh, my. Huh?
What the fuck?
Things just got
Yeah,
weird.
somebody tell you this should probably happen. It should just happen. Which goes to show I'm a failure.
Oh my gosh.
Daniel Goodwin says I stopped collecting knives to pay for my comic to be colored. Yeah, that's fair. Like he's like, I got to allocate. I have a certain amount of discretionary funds, and I can only get so many things.
My kids are just going ham out there. I should probably jump off and try to get them to bed, honestly.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they aren't how I had drew them. This is not how they are all the time.
They look all sweet and cute, and you're like, this is not.
This is not them. Oh boy, but it was fun. Chit-chatting. I'm pretty excited about this. I gotta have to finish it, but
Ooh, it looks really good. It looks cute, and it looks like it looks great. It really
yeah.
does.
Well, when I finish it, I'll post it on up. But all right, and thanks, Mark, again for the birthday gift. I really appreciate that. And
Yeah, and Mark, once I get that money in my account, I will find some way to get it to her.
thanks. Your stuff looks really good too, Rob. You're just blowing through it.
Whatever. I mean, thank you.
Bye, guys.
Yeah, I'll hang out for a little bit longer for anyone else that wants to.
All right. See you later.
D-Man, you don't have any weapons, not even nunchucks. Everyone's got nunchucks. I actually used to be kind of good with them when I was a kid. I even impressed my dad. He knew I had them, and then I just started like I've been fooling around with them for like a year. And I'm like, watch what I can do, Dad. He's like, all right. And he's like, holy shit, son, you're pretty good with that. I'm like, right? I'm not such a failure, am I? Click Lord, can you buy a drawing? I mean, I guess it depends. Sure, probably. Depends on what exactly you mean. Unless you meant that for Jessica, because she's better than me. She's taking commissions. D-Man, just make your own nunchucks. Just go take your broom in your kitchen, just saw it into pieces, and then like duct tape some string in between them. Nunchucks, done, easy, ready to go. Come to me for more homemade weapons advice anytime. Mark, 100%. Don't request a pet if you're getting a commission from Jessica. Oh my God, that's hilarious. It's perfect. Daniel, how long till you get to have a pinup in my next book? It's several months. August is be kind of the end point because I got to have it to the printer to have it ready for the convention I'm going to in September. So yeah. So around about August, so there's plenty of time. Yeah. In fact, I got a pinup from a buddy. Let me see if I can show it right here. He's not on, he doesn't get on these lives very often, but Let's see. See if this comes up very well. Let me save it. Jeff Small did this. It's Zombie Man at Arms. And I love this thing. Like, look at this drawing, guys. I love this so damn much. God, I might have to ask him if I can buy it from him. He even acknowledged like his right arm's kind of disjointed and kind of goofed up, but I'm like, but it still works. It looks great. I love his guts spilling out of like his intestines there. So fucking good. Yeah, this guy's good. So this is going up in my next book. That's going to be a pin up in the back. Yeah, the castle. Like, yeah, I was noticing that just now. Like the layered brick and everything there. I really like the skull face. Like he really nailed it. Don't ask Jess to draw a pet. Oh God, Mark, that was so funny. Yeah, someone's saying I feel like he really did a good job. He just sent that to me today. I'm like, oh shit, man, can I put this in my next book, please? He's like, oh, yeah, if you want. I'm like, hell yeah, I do. I need pinups, y'all. For anybody who's interested. Domowitz, you're like, one of these days I ought to have you and Jessica draw in my sketchbook. They do it at cons, right? Yeah, I do. People have brought their sketchbooks that have been filled with drawings from other artists, and yeah, that's a thing. I'm sorry, Mr. Saying Notice Me, who said earlier you love the way you draw. I can't pronounce your name. I don't know what that language is. I wish I knew what it said. I can't translate it, but I do witness you. Witness. Thank you for the compliment. It's alien language. Yeah, all right, that's fair. Like xenomorph? Like you're gonna spray acid on my face? That is fair, D man. That is a good assumption. I'm a culturally illiterate dum dum. Like predator. There you go. That I like. Yeah, predators were like little hashtags and different little angles and stuff like that. God damn, this page is taking me forever. Of course, I'm distracted because I'm chatting with everybody, so I guess I have no one to blame but myself. Oh, Mr. Daniel Goodwin's got to go. He's like the first one here and said he wouldn't last long. Yeah, Domowitz, like you got to do one for me, man. I like anything. You got months. You've got several months to do it. So, and everything you've ever done has been genius as far as I'm concerned. So you shouldn't worry about it too much. I think everything you do is just fantastic. And you say this new job though it really takes so much energy. I don't know how you focus so well on drawing after work. I mean, I don't usually come home and immediately start drawing after work. I do. Sometimes I take a nap or I crash or I do something else or just do something to kind of decompress. Um, but it's just this is where my happy place is, so it's not hard to focus on when it's something like I love to do. So just kind of happens. Which Youngblood review, D-Man, the Strike File? I've done so many. In fact, I find myself like having to force myself to spread them out. Don't do another one. They do seem to do really well as far as views, though. People seem to like them. But there's only so much Liefeld crap, and eventually I'll exhaust it all. But of course, he keeps drawing garbage, so I could just keep picking up his work. But that makes me feel icky. The Strike File. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, this is good. This is kind of good for him. But then as I was going through it, I'm like, it still sucks. Even when he's good, he sucks. Yeah, Mark, the thing about the Kickstarter stuff, I mean, there's information about it out there everywhere. There's so many people that are so pissed off at him. It's been 10 years and they paid. I remember this guy, one time, this guy's like, I paid $200 and have not received anything. And when I tried to ask him about it, he says that he sent everything out, everything's done, and then he blocked him. And I'd be like, I would never fucking forgive anybody for that in ever. But he just goes about his day like everything's fine. Like, nope, didn't do it. I'm the greatest modern comic creator ever. I draw Wolverine better than Jim Lee. You all are just jealous. You all wish you had my career. Such an insufferable twat. See you later, J-Man. Yeah, see, he's fun to listen to. He's so energetic and so positive, and I get it. But he's such an insufferable twat. And it's like he has to shout out and demand respect from everybody because no one wants to give it to him. But people that really have the respect, like, don't have to, like, shout it out and scream at the heavens, like, you must respect me. My career is this. Yeah, D man, I can't say anything about Eric July. I don't know enough about him. I mean, just a very, very little bit, but I don't know. He's making money. He's making comics, even if they're boring. I don't hate him. Yeah, that Liefeld, he's entertaining as hell on the kayfabe channel. I watch that and just he's energetic, and he's got a wealth of knowledge. Like he knows comics history, like up, down, forwards, backwards. Like I would never debate him on any of that shit, and that's fine. But then he produces like pages that look like diarrhea. Thanks, Average Bean. I appreciate that. It's a complicated, crowded ass panel that I'm doing here, so. Oh shit. I'm not going to be able to hold on for much longer myself. Mr. Mark, regarding Silvestri, I'm realizing most people think peak Silvestri is his Wolverine era. Is it not his X-Men work? Um, I mean, it's kind of the same work. I just felt like he kind of cut loose and got to be. I don't know. I think it's easier for him to explore artistically with a single character book, maybe. But I mean, if you're talking about the Uncanny X-Men era Silvestri work, I feel like it's basically the same work, and I mean that in every way that's good, because it's really good because it's Mark Silvestri. But I don't know. And was Dan Green inking him on the X-Men too? Part of it, I think, was the collaboration with Dan Green on Wolverine. But to me, the best version of Wolverine has always been Silvestri's version for me personally. I like as a solo character, I find Silvestri to be the best artist on Wolverine, and on X-Men, I think Jim Lee is the best Wolverine artist. If that makes any sense, I like Wolverine on a solo book drawn by Silvestri, and then Wolverine on X-Men by Jim Lee. Yeah, D-Man, that's a very similar kind of good kind of breakdown of what Liefeld is and what Mr. Eric July is. I don't know. I don't know if he's ripping anybody off. He's making his comics, right? Subjective if you like him or don't like him. At least he makes them. Guess you got to give him that much. Oh yeah, Mark, that's fair. Yeah, I thought it. I've got a couple of those books by Silvestri, and couldn't remember if Dan Green inked them or not. What a great pairing! It's kind of a bummer. I wonder why Silvestri didn't drag Dan Green along with him to Image Comics. I wonder if he wanted something different because we all know that Silvestri changed his work to emulate Jim Lee. He said as much, and I don't know. They felt like they had such a good synergy. You wonder why Silvestri didn't bring along Dan Green. So someone named Hi says, it's my birthday today. Are you wearing any green for St. Patrick's Day? I am not. Is it St. Patrick's Day today? I don't pay attention to things like that. That's a really good way to put that, Mark. Yeah, Sylvester was a good in between of Mignola and the '90s look. That's a really good way of putting that. Wow, that's because I remember I've looked at a lot of Silvestri's Wolverine stuff and like the shadows and the compositions. I'm like, I could see Mignola in this. So yeah, it's a good observation. I like that. I can hear my youngest son out there in the living room getting his ass handed to him on Grand Theft Auto. Some griefer's probably blowing him away. And he's like, why is it killing me? I'm just being nice. I just want people to be my friends. I'm like, my son, this is a good metaphor for life. Everyone's out to kill you. If you had money, you wouldn't waste it on Rippaverse comics. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't either. But I kind of want to get my hands on some just for the sake of like content for the channel. And honestly, like the more popular it is in that world, maybe the more people will look at it, the more people are looking my way. I want some of that ad revenue. I'm not trying to be too proud of the fact that, if I can make a few bucks off this, I absolutely want to. The rip-off verse. That's funny. No, I know, Gaten. It's like, yeah, I know. I try to explain to my son because he's such a good-natured little boy. He's just 8 years old, and all he wants to do is have friends in the game. He's like, Daddy, look, I got a friend. He jumped in the car and we're driving around together. I have a friend. I'm like, I know. Um, I hope it lasts because he's probably going to jump out of the car and throw a bomb at you and blow you up. And then he's going to be like, I thought we were friends. Yeah, see, I want to see. That's what I'm saying, D man. I want to get those books because I want to look at them and see what's actually going on, and it makes content for the channel, right? Maybe one of these days I'll be able to get my hands on them. Not necessarily in any hurry, but I don't know. They are relevant right now, so maybe I should. I actually thought about backing his newest one, that chick one, the Yaria, but I don't think I want to pay. I don't know. I haven't looked to see what the cost is, but I don't want to pay $30 for a book I'm pretty certain is going to suck. I only purchase Kickstarters if I'm fairly confident they're going to be good. And I'm already disappointed in one. I supported one because the cover looked good, and then I got the digital, like the free digital upload. Not free, but you get the digital version of the comic before they actually send you the physical. I'm like, oh, this sucks. I wasted. I wasted. Give us the content, all the glorious content. Yes, sir. I am a filthy whore for content for you guys. Works out for everybody. Oh, yeah. What a panel. Jeez. So many characters. Oh, well. I think I need to wrap it up too, because I gotta go remind my kids that their daddy's still here and keeping an eye on them and all that type of shit. I have to pretend like I'm a parent. Oh, look, I got an issue of Bad Rock, and it's inked by McFarlane, which I didn't notice until just about barely before starting the live. I just thought it was another shitty Liefeld cover, but I'm like, oh wait, it says McFarlane on inks. So once I start looking at it, I can totally see the McFarlane hand in it. And that's probably the first time McFarlane inked Liefeld, and I think it sucks. Like, it just looks like a Liefeld crap drawing. Oh, someone said you got it right there. We'll do a fundraiser just drawing nudes for money. Holy shit. Oh my God, that's brilliant. Yeah, D-Man, this one's coming up sometime. This is one where I'm like, I feel like this is the best modern Rob Liefeld could ever do. This is better than anything he does now. And this is from 95. Good Jesus. This is the best he could do. He's done better, but this is the pinnacle of anything he has the ability to ever accomplish. And it's still terrible, but no, Mark. I mean, I know there's been other McFarlane Liefeld collaborations, if that's what you're saying. I know there's been more than one. I didn't think that this one was very good for that cover. Look at the perfect female anatomy there. Like short hair, eye patch, huge boobs, barely covering her swimsuit, tiny waist, broken spine, metal sheathing armor, gloves, and leg things. No backgrounds. Yeah, that's just. I mean, the colorist. Look at what they tried to do on this soulless eye of Badrock. I mean, the colorists were like, Jesus, what do we do here? Just go crazy. I mean, they really tried. Probably the biggest, most insulting, stupid thing that Liefeld ever did was the Battlestar Galactica comic. The fact that he took it over and then drew images for that is just the most embarrassing thing ever. Oh yeah, there's Girth. Everyone remember Girth? Remember the fat asshole that wears these like suspenders covering his man titties? And the cross hatching. Good Lord Almighty. Who did the inks on this? Any guesses? It's either Danny Meeke or what's the name of that guy that did him on Sal Regla? Ah, Sabal. That's who I was thinking of. And Danny Meeky. But yeah, Battlestar Galactica comics by Liefeld. Just fucking please. Now you got to go look up Galactica by Liefeld. I know. Oh, and then the Savage Dragon shows up. And I swear he only did one issue of Bad Rock. So stupid. Anyway, yeah, I'll be doing this one soon enough. I actually did this. I just filmed this video of this comic just tonight. It's going up tomorrow or the day after. But they actually had cards folded in here that I opened up on camera. I've got them sitting outside separately. But it's a Barry Windsor Smith comic. And I ruined the value of it by opening up the cards and decreasing its value. Anyway, I gotta wrap it up, fellas. Oh yeah, this is the other one I did. I did this book, She, book 4. No, Chuck didn't ink in this one. If you're talking about this, Barry Windsor Smith did the artwork, and he had an inker team, which was interesting. Two different guys inking his pages, which is kind of shocking. But yeah, Mark, you can spot a BWS comic from a mile away. Those faces, 100%, right? Like, it so stands out as him. Like, they're not exactly attractive. Like, look at Zealot here. And then whatever this, I couldn't think of her name in the video. I was trying to remember what the hell this girl's name from Stormwatch. She can like scream Sonic stuff like Banshee, but Diva. Fuck, I think that's it. Yes, I think that's her name. Now I just remembered. But yeah, Barry Windsor Smith, you could spot his stuff. But no Chuck Gibson inks in this one. He probably would have shit himself to get to ink over him. That'd actually have to be an interesting question to run by him. If, like, how would you feel if I got to ink over Barry Windsor Smith? He probably would have said, I would have fucking panicked. Because who wouldn't? Okay, guys, I made it this time. I got to go. So I appreciate it so much, guys. Thank you. You guys are all awesome. It's always a fun time with you guys, the regulars. Yep. Peace out, guys. Thank you. See you next time.